Good evening. This is Brenda with Busy Bees Custom Creations. Hello, hello, hello. So tonight I'm going to be making a skeleton wreath. And we're going to be using this skeleton from the Dollar Tree. And it's a custom order that I have. So let's go ahead and get started. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. And let me get going. So we're going to be using that skeleton, this graveyard ribbon, along with this Argyle spider ribbon, and mesh. And where's my mesh tube? And mesh tube. So we've got lots of fun stuff going in here. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be using this purple, lime green, black, and orange mesh, and this came from Joanne's. We're going to be doing the poof method, and just to recap how I do my frames, this is a section here, and we have a full pipe cleaner on each of the sections right there, a half pipe cleaner across from them, and a full pipe cleaner there. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mesh, kind of fold it under, and we're going to zip tie it right before this half pipe cleaner, right there. Okay? Go ahead and get it going. Alright. Okay, so we're just going to zip tie it right there before that. Okay. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and measure out 10 inches. And we're going to go to, and again, you want to keep those tucked under. Measure 10 inches and go to the next pipe cleaner on the bottom. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to measure again 10 inches and go to the next one. Now remember, these half pipe cleaners, we only use them for mesh, so we're going to take and tuck those under now that we're done with that. Open up that poof. Okay, 10 inches. Go to the next one. So the way I do my frames, you will end up with 6 half pipe cleaners on the bottom and 6 full pipe cleaners. And then on the very inner row, you will have 6 pipe cleaners. So you will end up with 12 pipe cleaner that you will use for the ribbon. Okay, and 18 that we put mesh in. Just how I kind of choose to do it. You can do it any way you like. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing well. I taped this guys for you when I was, before I was recuperating from my surgery, so I hope you'll be able to jump on. If you have any questions about the video, just post them and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos that I taped for you. I like making them. Okay, so isn't that pretty mesh? I love the colors in it. So again, we're just doing 10-inch poofs. It down in there, and you just want to do twist, twist, and then open up that poof. And we'll probably come back with a crisscross. Now this is just a regular poof crisscross method, not the Busy Bees crisscross. It's just a little different. And this way, you use pretty much the whole roll of the mesh. With the crisscross, the Busy Bees crisscross poof, you just use, I'd say about 3/4, half to 3/4 of a roll. So you use a little less mesh. So if you have like 2 wreaths of the same that you want to make, using 2 rolls, you'll get probably 2.5 wreaths out of with the other method. This method you pretty much use the whole roll. So it just kind of depends what you want to do with it. Okay. So remember, you want to keep those edges tucked under, about 10 inches. Put that in. Okay, and then we're back at the beginning, right here where our zip tie is. And remember, we did it in front of that zip tie. So now what you do, when you measure 10 inches and you go over it, you're hiding that zip tie with this poof. So then you don't have to worry about the zip tie showing through the front, okay? So then what you do, you move up to the inner row. That was the outer row. And you don't want to yank on it, you just want to lightly put it up here, and I go ahead and tie it in. Okay, and again we're going to measure 10 inches. Actually, we're going to do 12 inches on the inner row. I like to do 12 inches on the inner row. So 12 inches on the inner row because the pipe cleaners are spaced a little further apart than on the bottom. Okay, so again, we're going to measure 12 inches for the top row and 10 inches for the outer row or bottom row. Okay, we're going to pop that in there. Twist, twist, and open that up. Okay. Again, 12 inches. Go to the next one and pop that in there. Look how pretty this mesh is. I love it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, remember, keep those edges tucked under. Measure 12 inches and go to the next pipe cleaner. Okay. Look how pretty. Again, keep those edges tucked under. And this mesh came from Joanne's at the end of the year last year. Okay, a couple more to go here. 12 inches. Okay, we're back at the beginning. So I'm going to open that one up and insert that right into there. Okay, now what I'm going to do, because this mesh is a little thinner, so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the crisscross. So we went, for this method, it's called the crisscross, or the poof crisscross. You do the outer row, the inner row, and then you come back and you crisscross. So you go, right now we're on the inner row. We're just going to take it, I'm not going to measure, and I'm going to go to the outer row, the next pipe cleaner, okay? And tuck that in. And what that does is it helps to cover up any thin spots or anything like that that you have. Again, we're just going to take it, bring it around into the next pipe cleaner on the inner row. Okay, and like I said, that helps to cover up those thin spots or where you can see maybe the frame or something like that. And with this method you will use usually the whole rolls. Okay. Open that up. Again, just pull it, keeping those edges towards the bottom. Okay, and opening that up. So it gives you 3 layers of mesh here, and it fills it in really nicely. If you have a mesh that's a little on the thin side or basic mesh, it really helps to give you a nice full wreath. And again, you don't really have to measure, just kind of eyeball it. Okay. And I think we're almost at the beginning. So if you look, this side is done over here and this side isn't. So you can kind of see a little bit of a difference where this side is thicker and fuller. Okay, open up that tie. And put it right down in there. Twist, twist. Pull that tie out. Alright, and then we're back here. So with this method, you go around the whole wreath 3 times. The inner row, the outer row, and then the crisscross. One more and we are back at the beginning, I think. Take a look. Okay, so it really kind of helps to fill that in. Alright, at the end of the roll here. Yep, so we have one more to do after this. And then that completes the hoop. Open that up nice and wide. Okay. And with that, we are right back at the beginning. So see, you use the whole roll. I mean, there's a teeny bit left, but not much. Okay, so I'm going to take that and tuck it under. Cut it off. Tuck that under, and then go ahead and zip tie that to the frame. And you don't have to do this, it's just this way it's nice and secure. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Okay, and again, you want to make sure that you push that twist tie so it doesn't scratch your customer's door. Okay, so look how nice and full that is. So now let's get our ribbons. And we're going to use these 2 ribbons. And we're going to use, what did I do with it? Oh, okay, let's turn it this way. So we have our graveyard ribbon and our spider ribbon. So I'm going to put the graveyard on top. Oh, I forgot. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have, I forgot, splatter mesh. I want to use this splatter mesh. Okay, this is purple splatter mesh. This came from AC Moore when they were going out of business. So I cut them to 10-inch pieces, and then I just folded it in half. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and do ruffles with it. And put it in here. Okay. I almost forgot to use it. All right, again, it's 20-inch splatter mesh that I cut to 10 inches wide and then folded it in half, and then I'm going to ruffle. And we're going to put one in each of the full-size pipe cleaners, because remember, the half-size pipe cleaners we only use for the original mesh. Okay? And this is just going to bring in a little more of that purple color. one in each of the sections. Okay. And it just adds a little, another texture, another layer to your wreath. Okay, so we're not going to add a sign to this. We're going to add the skeleton. But if you wanted to, you could definitely add a sign as well. I thought I was done with Halloween, but then, like I said, my chiropractor wanted that fall wreath, and then he wanted this Halloween wreath with a skeleton on it, so. I should make a little sign that he holds. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'm going to make a little sign that he holds in his hand. Whew, I'll have to do that. Okay. And I'll make like a little tiny sign that, like with the ornaments, the Christmas ornaments that I have to sublimate on. I'll use one of those and have him hold it in his hand. I should have thought of that before. Oh well. I have a lot to get done before my surgery on Wednesday, so trying to make sure I have videos done and getting everything prepared at the house and all that fun stuff. So again, this is just that splatter mesh. I think Craft Outlet sells it now, and it's 20 inches wide or long, and I just took it and cut it to 10 inches wide, and then just doubled it to kind of intensify the color. And then I'm just ruffling it right down the center. Two more to go. Oh, I like it. I like it, I like it. Okay. Alright, now we'll do the ribbons. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take it. The ribbons are cut to 12 inches. Fold it in half. And again, this has a print, so make sure you put them all going the same direction. Okay, and we will add our mesh tubing to bring the orange in. And this is cut to 30 inches, and I just fold it and fold it in half again. Okay, and then I think spread it out like that. And you can cut them too if you want. What am I looking for? Oh. Okay, and then I'm just going to tuck that under. So you could take it and cut them. There you go. And then just kind of spread them out a little bit like that. Okay? So So again, you want to make sure that they're all going in the same direction. Let me make sure spiders and everything. The next one. So the splatter mesh is bringing in more of the purple. And you see the dots, like the purple dots on that. So it matches perfectly with the ribbon. And then this, I'm just taking and cutting it 30 inches, folding it in half and in half again. And then just cutting them so that you get that little effect with it. Okay, kind of spread them out. Curl this. Okay. So you're just adding a lot of texture and layers with that splatter mesh and with the mesh tubing. Again, you just want to spread that out. Bring the orange and the purple down. Take your tubing, fold it in half, and then in half. If you want it longer, you don't have to fold it as many times. So it's totally up to you. Tuck that under. And then kind of spread them out a little bit. Look how cute that is. I love it. So just to recap, we did, we have a 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree. We used 10-inch mesh from Joanne's that we did the poof and then crisscross. We did 10-inch poofs on the outer row and 12-inch poofs on the inner row, and then we added the splatter mesh which is 20 inches long, and it's cut to 10 inches wide, and then we just doubled it so you can see the color a little more. And then we're adding two 2.5-inch ribbons that we cut to 12 inches. And then we're adding the mesh tubing, which is cut to 30 inches. And then we're just taking it, folding it in half and in half again, and then just cutting the tubing and then just kind of spreading it out. And it kind of like almost looks like a little spider with the orange tubing. You know, because there's spiders on this. Okay, so I'm just folding it in half, making our little birdie. Putting our ribbon in. And the tubing. Fold it in half again, and then in half again. And like I said, if you don't want to fold it in half that many times, it'll, you know, just be a little longer. It's totally up to you. Then bring the orange and purple ribbon down. Cut that off. And then we're going to cut these. And then spread them out. And there you go. Look how cute it is. I'm loving it. Like, look how the splatter mesh goes perfectly with that. And the splatter mesh, even if you wanted to cut it in half, like if it's the same price as the 10-inch, buy the 20-inch splatter mesh, because the splatter mesh is made with tulle and not deco mesh, it does not fray at all. So you can go ahead and cut it if you want, and it won't fray all over the place. So fold in half, half again, pop it in. Now, if you wanted to leave it rounded and not cut it like this, you could. But I just thought with cutting them, it kind of makes it, you know, looks a little spidery. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon to get alerts when I go live. I'm usually live on Mondays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is pre-recorded because I'm having knee surgery, so I want to make sure you guys have some videos to watch while I'm recuperating. But if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. It might take me a couple days longer, but I do try to go back and answer any questions that people have. I don't always see all of them, but I do try. Okay. Spread them out. All right. Just a couple more. And then we'll put our Mr. Bones on. And then see if we want to make a bow. I said these are cut to 30 inches. And then it's easier to do one piece and then put it on and cut it rather than try to put all these little pieces on. You know, that way you're not going to lose them. It's easier just to cut them once they're on the wreath. Just be careful you don't cut yourself. And then just kind of move them around where you want them. I love this ribbon. This ribbon came from Sims Pottery when I was down there in September. At their fall show. Starting to get cooler here. The leaves are all starting to change. Can't believe summer is gone already. Where did it go? It's getting by so fast. And again, you're just going to bring the graveyard ribbon across and the orange and the purple down. And then go ahead and cut. And then just kind of spread it out. I think we have 2 more to go. 2 or 3? 3. And then we will see if we want to make a bow. Okay. Just twisting that a couple times so it's not going to come undone, and then cutting that off. Spread those ribbons out. And then cutting these. Okay. 2 more. One more down here, and then one on the inner row, and then we are done with these. My grandson had a baseball game yesterday, and it was drizzling here. They live about 20 minutes away, and we kept calling my daughter, does he still have the game? Does he still have the game? Yep, still has the game, still has the game. Got down there, we sat in the car. Me and the other 3 boys sat in the car because it was raining, drizzling. And then it started to lighten up a little bit, so I'm like, okay, let's go watch Logan play. We get out there, I think we're out there for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and it starts pouring down. And I mean pouring. But I mean, I had umbrellas with us, but it was a mess. And then the coaches, I mean, now these kids are 7 years old. And the coaches sat there and debated on whether they should continue with the game or you know, cancel it. And I'm like, these kids are 7. What do they care? I mean, they're not like, you know, this fancy sports team. They don't need to play in the rain and get soaked. I'm like, just call the game. So finally, after like 10 minutes of standing there in the rain, they finally called it. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, last one here. These lights are hot. Whew. Alright, these. Alrighty, last one. Alright, let's get Mr. Bones on here. And here it is. Okay, so I'm going to use my 26 gauge silver wire. And he comes with a little, you know, a little hook here. So I'm going to use that for one of them. Get that one first, and then we'll see where else we're going to attach him here. So I'm just going to run the wire through there. Okay, twist it. And then let's get him on here. I'm going to run the wire right through the mesh. Okay. I have these little needles, and that helps feed it through. Okay. Now you don't want to pull it down because you don't want his head hanging down there. And I'm just going to take this one. Okay. I'm just going to leave it loose so we get him where we want him. Whoops, pulled his arm right off. Got that on. There we go. One arm there, one arm there. Maybe we'll cross his legs. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's put one wire there. Around his waist here. And like I said, I think I'm going to put a sign there, so I'm not worried about seeing the wire. You're not going to see the wire. I'm just going to feed it right through the mesh. Twist that a couple times, and then cut it off. That arm up there. And I'm just putting it right in that joint there. And then I'm just going to tie it right into the mesh. Just going to string it right through. And then twist, twist, twist. Like that. Let's see what we think. Let's see here. Oh, that's cute. I like his little legs dangling down. What do you think? Alright. Move him up a little bit. We'll see. And I want to make a little sign and put it here. Let's make a bow. I think I'm going to make a bow. Okay. Let's make a bow. So this is the Pro Bow 4-in-1. This. We have some really pretty metallic purple we're going to use. Okay. I want 4 there. I'm going to do 5-inch loops. I don't want a huge bow. Let's go a little more than 5 inches. Okay. I'll zoom you guys in so you can see. Alright, we're right a little over 5 inches. Twist to get the pretty side up again. And just a tad over 5 inches. Okay, and if you want to bring them both up to see if they're the same. And if not, just adjust them. Okay, twist your ribbon. And just use the previous loop to get the size you want. Okay. Twist. I think I'm going to do 4 loops with this one. Twist. So we've got, this is the third loop. Okay, let's do one more. I think it's pretty ribbon. I love this sparkly purple ribbon. Okay, and we're just going to cut it off. We want, remember those long tails again. Okay. Alright, then I think we're going to use the orange and purple spider ribbon. I'm going to do 3 loops with this one. Then I want all the tails going the same direction. I'm going to do 3 loops with this. Same size, so just use the previous loops to measure. There's 1. 2. Don't forget to twist, and what that twist does is it brings the pretty side of the ribbon face up again. And don't stress out about your loops being exactly the same size. No one is going to notice that but you. Okay, twist. Okay, and that's 3 loops. Okay, I'm going to use this 1.5 inch orange. There we go. Dovetail the ends, and when you dovetail, you just fold it in half and you cut from the fold to the wire. Okay, that was 3 loops. We're going to do 2 loops with this. And this you don't have to twist if you don't want to, because it's the same on both sides. Cut that one off. And then the final ribbon is this graveyard ribbon. Now, this has a specific print to it. So, when you have a ribbon that has a print to it, you want to do it in your hand. Okay, so you want to measure that tail out. Okay. Now, with 5, I'm going to do 4 inches. So I'm going to measure 8 inches on the board, because I want 4-inch loops, okay? So 8 inches, you're going to take it and fold it under, okay? And then just gather it together in your hand like that. And you're going to measure 8-inch loops again, and you're going to bring it over. And what that does, then it keeps the ribbon all going the same direction. See how it's all, the print's all going the same direction? And then I'm just going to cut the tail. Put it in the bow maker. Put it in the bow maker. Okay, like that. And then that print is straight across, and it's all going to read the same way. Okay, now let's take a zip tie. And it doesn't matter what zip tie, because you're, color, you're not going to see it. And you want to go underneath all of the ribbon. And you want to make sure you have all of the ribbon in there. I'm going to, you don't want to do it too tight. Pull it out. Okay, then bring that zip tie over to the center and then pull it back. Okay, make sure your ribbon stays stacked. Put your pipe cleaner in so you don't forget, and pull it a little tighter. Not all the way tight, because you want to get that bow the way you want it before you pull it all the way tight. Okay, and then you hold on to the zip tie and the pipe cleaner. Okay, then you start spreading it out. And when you spread it out, you kind of want to really twist it, and that helps to get rid of that yucky on the loops. Okay. Lori calls it breaking the bow. Okay. And you want to do the same thing on this side. Okay, really pull on it like that. And then open up that loop. Okay, like that. Okay, really get that the way you want it. Okay? Alright. And then you're just going to do the same thing, the next ribbon, which is that spider ribbon. Up, and that one down, and that one in the center, and your orange, and you see how that orange really makes it pop. It's sitting in there. Okay, pull this down. All right. Okay, let's tighten that up. Really tight, and then cut that zip tie off. Alrighty, and we're going to take our bow, put it over here. Alright, so there's our, I think we're going to move Mr. Skeleton over. Okay, I'm going to feed this through the mesh. Yep, we're definitely going to move Mr. Skeleton over. Find your way through. Tie it off. Now I want to pull this in. I know I'm pulling it in tight, and normally I tell you guys not to. And I'll show you why. Okay, we're going to tie that off. This was a trick Lori showed us at the retreat. When you pull it tight like that, look at his leg. What happens is, then the loops kind of stand up. Like that. Okay. Then you want to take your tails and start at the bottom and curl them like that. We're going to have to move Mr. Bones over. Okay. Alright, there's our bow. And let's move Mr. Bones. Get him over a little bit. Cut that off. Cut that off. And take that off. Okay. Let's take that one off there. And readjust. Okay, just going to move him over just a tad. I do have these flowers I could put in. Maybe I'll put a flower in the center of that. Or maybe he'll be holding a flower. I don't know. Let's get him secured in here. And we'll readjust. Get this wire out of there. Again, I'm just feeding it right through the mesh and then just tying it off. And make sure you tuck those wires underneath. So I think maybe I'm going to get my hot glue going, and I will put a flower in there, and then let's put one in his hand and see if we like it, and then go from there. Maybe. We'll see. I will figure that out. Either that or make a sign. So what do you guys think? I like the flower in the center here, though. Okay. What do you think? Probably take that flower out. That does not look right. Okay, so I will adjust him. I think I'm going to make a little sign to put right here for him to kind of hold on to, and then we'll go from there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great, great day. Again, this is Brenda with Busy Bees Custom Creations. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon if you're new. And I hope to see you on my channel next time. Bye. Have a great day.